What up? What up? Welcome into another NBA OG episode. We got everybody. We got the crew. Everybody hopefully had a good holidays. We see everybody made it back safe. So I'm gonna go around the horn. I'll go to you first, Wham Bam. How's 2024 for you so far? And how's NBA been treating you?
Hey man, they still subscribing me with the script, and I'm still figuring it out, bro. I told y'all yesterday, man, it was gonna be the UWs. Pac-12 lives on. They came out with the victory, and then the Blues came out. Michigan came out, and they did it up. And then we had the Knicks yesterday, so we started off 3-0 yesterday. So I'm trying to really keep that shit going. Sounds good to me, and yeah, it was great. Family hanging out with the fam, was hanging out with boss yesterday. Did a lot of planning out for what we're gonna expect for this year. So I got big things. We got big things coming up. It's definitely big things with this show, and happy to be back with the fellas, man. Let's get to this cash.
Absolutely. Bano. Um, what did you do for New Year's? Did you have a little bit of fun? Did you party?
Yeah, I just and it's an every year thing. We friends of mine in the area, we just hang out. We drink champagne at midnight. We mostly watch. There was a lot of sports on New Year's Eve this year. There was lots of basketball, lots of hockey going on. So we watched that. Rang in the New Year. Hung over yesterday a little bit because it's like 3 a.m. when you get home and from that. And then just sat my ass out on the couch all day, just vegetating, relaxing, and watching. There was a lot yesterday. There was college football all day and night, two great playoff games. There's a full NBA slate last night as well. The Winter Classic in the NHL. The NBA slate was pretty entertaining. There were a few really good games. We were talking off air. I think Raptors, you look at that team, you bet overs now with Barrett and Quickly. They look like they were playing with way more pace, better offensive fluidity. So that was something to pay attention to and keep in mind moving forward. But now it feels like I'm fully like 100% back to feeling normal again after the last couple of days. And I'm ready to go for this Tuesday card.
Sounds good. Dutch, are you ready to go? How's 2024 treating you?
Yeah, man. 2024. It was an up and down day yesterday. I couldn't believe the Rockets there, right there, first half. I had the Rockets 4.5 first half. It's some bull ass shit. Um did have a good read on the Huskies though. My boy Wham Bam said it, man. I like the +4. I thought they was live to win the game. Not too heavy in college football, but I know one thing. I don't trust Sarkeesian, and I think like these dogs, man, they playing with a chip. I think it's the year of the Pac-12, man. I said it before. They won last night. I think they're gonna win again on Monday night. So it's going down in Houston. We'll check it out. Check it out. But yeah, I'm eager to get to the guard card today. Had a couple solid NBA games, and hopefully we get to the bag.
Let's go.
Absolutely. Um, let's get to it, man. I haven't made a bet yet so far in 2024, so we'll see what we can find on the card for today. We got 6 games in the association. We'll go in rotation order like we always do. First game up is going to be 5-17, 5-18, Chicago Bulls heading into Philly to take on the Sixers. Opened up Sixers -10. I'm sorry, opened up Sixers -11. We now see them -10. Total opened up 224, and we're looking at a consensus of 223 and a half. For the injury report, they keep adding guys for the Sixers squad. Melton, Korkmaz, and Covington all out. For Chicago, same guys who've been out. Vucevic, Levine, Torrey Craig, Bidham, all out. So I'll come to you here first, Wham Bam. Because I know you did ride Kobe White for a little bit. Maybe you'll look in that prop direction.
Mhm.
But yeah, are you riding with Kobe White? Talk to him.
Can't ride with Kobe White. They've been having his stuff up a little too high. He's averaging just about 18 and a half points over the last 6 games. They're having it at 21, and the value's not there as it was. So it's not the same with Kobe White. If anything, I'm thinking more so towards the under because I think this is a blowout type game. I don't expect those guys to even be playing too much in the fourth quarter. I think Embiid coming back, as much as him coming back, him being probable here. I know that they're you said it, they're adding people to this injury report, just like Court Miles. That's definitely a big one for me, especially if you're looking to back this Philadelphia. I want the shooters. I want all the shooters out there. For the most part, I think it's still a good Philly spot here. Only thing is that I don't want to go all the way hands on deck with Embiid coming back, but I expect Embiid to be in MVP form here against this team, even though they've been pretty good at holding opponents to points in the paint. I think they're one of the better teams in first half points in the paint. I'm sorry, points period as well, holding opponents to 54.4 over the last 5 games in the first half. And then you go into what they're allowing in the paint. I think it's about 40 points. Let me double check just to confirm that. My apologies, you guys. Yeah, so they number one actually. Yeah, 44 points in the paint. Number one so far in the league for this team. But I don't think that happens tonight. I think that there's a big advantage there when Embiid goes up. I know that Drummond's his backup, and Drummond props maybe more live. I would say more so Drummond props. I think the last time he was, let me double check. I think the last time with Andre Drummond, it was one of those it was tricky. I think it was tricky. He ended up going over his rebounds. Yeah, so I'll take that back. So the one that I had money on him, I had when he had the 16 rebounds, he got and double back against this Philadelphia team with 23 rebounds. Maybe that is another spot there. I know that Embiid is going to be there, but again, like I think that Drummond probably rebound props. If you like anything with the Bulls, that's probably where I would be going. Other than that, I think Embiid goes MVP status here. They could cover this 10, but am I going to lay the 10? Nah, I'm just stay away from it. Just because I just don't think that the Philadelphia is really caring about winning by 10 points, and that alone is just keeping me away from the 10. But I think that this is a good spot for the 76ers, though.
So let me ask you then, Ian. WAM says he doesn't think that they care about winning by 10. They did lose to this team twice already. One was just a few days ago. One with Embiid, one without Embiid. But I feel like, I mean, the last game they played, it was a second of a back-to-back, end of a 4-game road trip before New Year's. And the time before that, it was third game in 4 nights. Now, I feel like it's the Sixers get the Bulls in a little bit of a tough spot because the Bulls are on the front end of a back-to-back. It is Embiid back in the lineup. First, he missed the last 4 games. So can you trust him with his first game back in the lineup? Or are you looking the other direction?
It's a tough one because I think Philadelphia, after losing the last game against Chicago, you'll get a great effort from them, and they've been very good off a loss recently. ATS, not just winning but covering off a loss. I could see it here moving tonight that they could maybe cover this number. But Chicago's overall, their ATS, they've been an undervalued team for several weeks now. I mean, this is a 7-2 team ATS their last 9 games. It's not easy to go against Chicago when they're getting these kind of points, other than, the revenge angle, which for the better team, which is still Philadelphia, but it's not been easy to lay this kind of number against this Chicago team. That being said, you'd expect the 76ers to be better. Embiid's in the lineup. Although they are going to be without Melton. Melton's played well for them. I've actually had some DeAnthony Melton props lately as well. He's really been a good offensive weapon lately for the Sixers, so they won't have him, but it's a tricky game. The Bulls are a team that I think I've taken a few times. I would lean Sixers given the situation, but I don't know if I want to lay this many, but I would lean Sixers more than anything here, but not a game I'm going to get involved with. The total's interesting here, 223.5. We saw, of course, a very low scoring game here. It's very worth noting too with Philadelphia that in their losses, we've seen some big numbers posted up. So I'd lean over here with the total, but nothing strong for me.
You said you lean over?
Yes.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I look at I just wanted to mention last 5 game stats for both of these teams. Chicago is dead last in pace, and Philly, surprisingly, even without Embiid, 28th. So we'll see what they look like here tonight. Dutch. Philly is 11-3 as a home favorite so far this season, winning by an average of 16.2 points per game. Are they just a little bit too much for this Bulls team tonight?
I mean, you would think so after, this being a spot where they just lost to this team in Chicago by double digits. And as you mentioned, already lost to them 2 times this year. But the Bulls, man, they I don't know what it is. They play these boys well. They're 4-1 ATS last 5 meetings. They have covered 5 straight on the road. The Bulls have, and they've covered 12 out of the last 15. To touch on a little bit of what Babano says, undervalued. So, I mean, to be quite honest with you, I don't know if the Sixers are going to be really ready to rock too much. You know, they might still be in chill mode. I think damn near half the world's still in chill mode. But we, you know, so I don't know. I'm not going to the window with Chicago. But the only way I would look is Chicago. And the reason why I'm off of it is because they are just coming off that double-digit loss to them at Chicago. So it is a clear Philly spot. But, I mean, it's hard to get in front of this this covering machine that is the Chicago Bulls of late. It don't really matter who the fuck's in the lineup. They're playing competitive basketball, especially on the road. So, yeah, I'm going to stay off this one. But the trends are heavy towards Chicago. Spot-wise, it's all day Philly.
Too good ATS, too good on the road ATS lately, and they haven't been exactly a team that's been blown out very much lately either. So all those things, while Philly, it's a good situation. Dutch said it all. I just don't feel comfortable laying this many against Chicago.
Agree. I like that. I might make that official.
Which one?
The Drummond rebound prop. I'm looking to make that official. I'm trying to shop around for that right now.
All right. I initially was leaning towards the Bulls. Then I looked more. I started liking the Sixers, and you know, kind of like how you guys sound here. I'm not sure I can get to the window with this one. I do lean towards the under though. I'll put that out there. We'll move over to the next game, and that will be 519, 520. San Antonio Spurs heading into Memphis to take on the Grizzlies. Game opened up Grizzlies minus 12, down to an 11-point favorite. Total opened up 231.5. I see it as high as 236.5. So a lot of love for that over. As far as injury report, Brandon Clark out for the Grizzlies. Sheldon Johnson game time for the Spurs. And Zach Collins looks like he is going to be out here. So I'm coming to you first, Babano, with this one. This Grizzlies team looked pretty pathetic in their last matchup, but we'll leave that. We'll let that be a one game. You know, we won't put too much into one game. But to see them as this big of a favorite on the front end of a back-to-back, I just don't know if I can get there with Memphis. I get San Antonio loses by big margins sometimes, but can you trust Memphis in this spot, Babano?
Yeah, it's Memphis or pass, but there is some truth to that, you know, laying 11 is just a little rich for me, even though they have the potential, you know, to be dialed in and just destroy this San Antonio team off that really 3 straight losses in a row. 2 of the pretty good teams, even the Sacramento lost, but they've lost their way a bit defensively here the last few games. Memphis giving up 123, 117, 142 to the Denver Nuggets. Not playing great at that end of the basketball court. When I'm seeing you struggle to get stops to that degree during that 0-3 straight up ATS slide, I'm not that comfortable laying 11 with you here in this game. San Antonio, we know it's been rough. They've been probably worse no, not probably. They have been worse defensively even than Memphis the last 3 games. I mean, they give up 134 spots in back-to-back losses to the Blazers and the Celtics. There's just no defense on this basketball team, with or without Wembanyama on a night-to-night basis. They've been over machines. Memphis suddenly defensively has kind of lost their way. You've got series history that's pointed toward high-scoring games with these 2 teams, 5 straight overs. So I totally agree with the over move in this game. I'm on it. I didn't have anything strong or official in the first game, but that changes here. I do like this over 236. Looks like it's the best number you can get right now. I got it at, I think, 234.5. I still recommend it at 236. I think this game goes over the total here. Memphis will be better defensively, but if with the big lead, you'll see them slough off probably. But at the same time, Memphis probably going to get whatever they want offensively here in this game against San Antonio with what we've seen out of the Spurs lately. So I do like this over 236. Maybe even if you want to, not just bet the full game, but maybe get a piece of the Memphis team total over specifically. You know, I think that's also a pretty good option here in this game. And take your pick. You know, John Morant, Desmond Bane, as far as point props, I wouldn't argue with either one.
Good stuff there. Best number you can get if you want that over, I see 235.5. And last 5 games, Spurs are the absolute worst defense in the league, Memphis also bottom 10, and both teams top 10 in pace within that same span. So that could be a very good look on that over. Coming to you next, Dutch. And I know you want nothing to do with the Spurs. I know you're not even thinking about betting the Spurs. But can you get there with the Grizzlies in this game?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I'm thinking about the Spurs. I'm thinking about they about to feed my ass tonight. God damn it. Back to the motherfucking grind it is here in Memphis. And they're gonna be real funky tonight. Believe it. The crowd gonna be riled up after getting punked. God damn it. Sacramento came in there and punked them boys from start to finish. 30 motherfucking point loss in Memphis. God damn. Didn't end the new year in the fashion that they would like. Have lost 3 straight after winning 4 straight with so I look at it, man, as it's a nice spot here for the Grizzlies. It really is, man. They better be pissed the fuck off. I mean, they got punked in their own crib. They're 10-0 straight up last 10 meetings versus these Spurs, bro. It's big brother, little brother type shit. And San Antonio is an auto fade, especially on the road. They've lost 12 out of last 13 on the road. And their last 6 losses come by an average of 20 points per game. So it's like a Nets bets play right here. Don't be scared to lay the wood, man. This here number ain't too big. I don't believe 2 touchdowns is too big. And I think they easily win this game by 15 plus. I know they got Toronto on deck tomorrow, but they'll probably rest these boys in the fourth quarter. I expect John Bain to be sitting, Triple J to be sitting in the fourth. Blowout city here. I like Memphis Grizzlies minus 11 full game. I don't mind the first half. 6.5 seem a little steep for me, to be quite honest with you. I'm not going to get cute with it, though. I expect these boys to be up easily double digits by, mid third quarter.
All right, Dutch isn't scared. Nets bets is with you. He says lay it. So liking the Grizzlies there. Grizzlies
man,
for Dutch.
off, bro.
What'd you say?
I'm saying they pissed off, man. Come on, man. They pissed.
Well, they should be after what they looked like in that last game.
And I was on Memphis the other night against Sacramento. So I'll stand on that. I'm going to get my money back tonight.
That part.
All right, let's get it. Next game up, we're going to go 5-21, 5-22. Celtics heading into Oklahoma City to take on the Thunder. Game opened up Boston minus 2.5. They're now a 4-point favorite. Total open 239. We're looking as high as 240.5. Injury report here. Let me hit refresh just to make sure. I still see nobody on the injury report for either team, and that is a very rare sighting in the NBA these days. So
We're still
Dutch,
talking about the NBA right now.
yes, I couldn't believe it. I had to refresh just to make sure.
Just making sure.
But Dutch, I'm coming to you here, and I don't know. I just feel like these are 2 really good teams. It's not that same old OKC team that's at the bottom of the standings. They're proving that they belong at the top. 22-9 straight up versus 26-6 straight up. But I have a feeling you still might think it's a little bit of levels to this right here.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Boofer. Hey, that was a protein shake, man. You know what it is? No protein, no profit. God damn it! Fuck a milkshake. That bitch, protein shake. God damn it. With a lot of peanut butter and banana. Just so you know. But yeah, man. This game, I don't know why I had to stay off this game. I really did, because something tells me I wanted to go to the window with OKC. Shout out to Mr. Trifecta Nasty Nate. Every time I bet them against these Celtics, man, they let me know there is levels to this shit. They really do. But I don't know what it is about this OKC team. I like every part about it except for that Giddy motherfucker. I mean, he just seems slow as fuck. And I thought he was okay. And then like ever since the bullshit came out, it's like he even got slower and more just like, what the fuck is he doing out there type shit. I mean, but outside of that, I mean, Shea, god damn, if you don't like watching Shea Alexander, I mean, this kid is fucking. Bobano could go on for days about this guy, but goddamn, he's smooth, man. He real smooth. Getting to the hole at will, get fouls when he wants to, got that mid range. I mean, I enjoy watching Shea play. And you can say the same thing about Chet Holmgren. This guy goes 110 the entire time, running the court nonstop at that size, running the court the way he does. Very, very impressive. I like what I see. I like these young kids off the bench. But I mean, we're talking about the Boston Celtics here. I think, obviously they're a little light on the bench, but they're getting healthy again. This is gonna be a good basketball game. I'm gonna enjoy to watch this basketball game. I would expect points. And I lean OKC. I mean, they're 5-0 and straight up in the last 5 meetings versus these boys. The only thing is, last time they played these boys exactly a little over a year ago, they dropped 150 on Boston and beat them by 33 points. Does Boston remember that? I don't know. It wasn't OKC, but they dropped 150 on these motherfuckers. 33-point win. 8-1 straight up last night at the crib. OKC is. So now you got them as a home dog. I seen it was 4. I seen the money. I think it was dropping to 3.5. I can see why. I think there's a little bit of value on the Thunder buddies at the crib, but I'll stay away. And I do expect there to be a significant amount of points in this basketball game.
Interesting. I thought you would be looking at the Celtics in this one. And guy BC3 says
Celtics, bro. I'm just not feeling that softness over there. And they're too soft now for me, But hey, they're a good ass basketball team.
VC3 said milkshake. Pause. Hey, Avery, he said, y'all know where I'm at. He says Celtics -4. It's levels to this shit in his Dutch voice. He says it. So
maybe.
We'll see. I know one person who's not leaning about this game. And Chill Will said, let me hear it one time. Babano, talk to him about Celtics versus the Thunder.
You know what the fuck we're doing here? Oklahoma City. Damn right. +4, home underdog. What this motherfucking respectful shit this is right here for the Oklahoma City Thunder. I mean, my goodness. I mean, people still talking about the Oklahoma City Thunder as if they're a levels to this shit kind of team anymore? What, beating the defending fucking champion Denver Nuggets doesn't impress you? Twice they've beaten the Denver Nuggets already this year, beating Memphis, beating the Clippers. They've beat a ton of quality teams. This is not a Sisters of the Poor that Oklahoma City has played to get to 22-9. They have a lot of quality wins on their resume. You didn't like that Knicks home win? How about that Minnesota home win? Beat the hell out of Minnesota on this home floor just recently. My goodness. And we're talking like Oklahoma City's got to prove something here to the Boston Celtics. They can hang with this team. No question about that. My guy Shea is on fire. You look at what they're getting from Holmgren right now, what Williams has given them as well at the moment. I'm just really, really impressed with this team. And they've gotten better defensively. Lou Dort's going to give them that defensive prowess, that defensive presence there. And it should be a great game, too, because both of these teams, as Skee mentioned, they're fully healthy. There's not a single name on the injury report on either side. So it absolutely should be a great game. Like I said, I think we need to respect Oklahoma City to be 22-9, and especially in the Western Conference. To be 22-9, you're doing something right. They actually have a better home record, 13-5, than Boston's road record, which is 10-6. All 6 Boston losses this year came on the road. So you know what I'm doing here. Oklahoma City plus the points, +4. They can win this one outright.
Oh, hey, Babano talking with his chest out. He got some confidence with it. Razor, he says, Ian, stop it. He said they're +1 for a reason. We'll see how it shakes out here. A lot of people in the chat like these Thunder. A lot of people.
You know me with the line movements. If you're scared, go to church. I'm not scared of that.
Yeah. C Boogie says, if this was around the horn, Babano got it.
Yeah.
We ain't heard Wham Bam yet, though.
Yeah,
but that was very, very nice from Babano. Wham Bam, I'm gonna come to you with this.
Yes, sir.
Everybody likes the Thunder. Everybody's betting the Thunder. The line is going the other way. Are you gonna go with everybody on the Thunder tonight, or you think it's a little bit of script, something going on tonight?
Boston opened up at 3 and it moved to 4, and everyone is on the Thunder. ... Says Reggie. Golly. Well, let's take the kids to church, y'all. Let's take the kids to church there, because I might be in church with this one. But we're not going to let them watch Caillou, y'all, but we will let them play the game. We will let them play in the game. So I'm gonna just stick to what I know, bro. Stick to the script. I'm gonna give y'all a play, and then we'll break down what we think about this damn side. Cause I ain't gonna lie, the way Babano talking got me want to OKC money line and shit. I'm right there with you, Angel. I love this confidence from Babano though. I ain't gonna lie. This is when I actually just tell the homie, you know what I mean? But Caillou, this is what we're gonna do. Derek White. Seems like it's just it came back down to earth for some strange reason. Like you said, the guys are coming back healthy. So we're starting to get a little bit more of a discount with what we've been seeing him going over this point total left and right. And I'm saying Caillou, for the people that don't know, it is Derek White, the actual starting, is it point guard for these guys? Or what we gonna say here? Because he's mostly the ball handler. He mostly has a lot of opportunities to shoot the ball. Last game, he had 7-11, got just 17 points. Prior to that, 21 to 23, 18, 18, 28, 30. He's been able to go over the 16.5 points total for Derek White. And I expect this to be one of those games that it is going to be needing all hands on deck, all guys to go crazy. And I'm right here with it. So Caillou, play of the day for me, man. We're going to go Derek White over 16.5 points, minus 105. And yeah, man, my boy Justin telling me not to bet. Damn, Justin been keeping money in my pocket, bro. He told me not to bet OKC tonight. I'm very close to doing it, though. I ain't going to lie. I like everything that Babano was saying. The reason being is because not only has they been able to whoop it on these teams on the matchup side of, I think, 5 straight covers, if I'm not mistaken, or 4 straight covers, something like that. I think that they're going to really continue to show everybody like, hey, man, y'all don't like us. Y'all like us. Fuck it. You know what I mean? But I think people that's betting them, people that like them right now, yeah, it's because, you know, they've been making money over the last year. So if it's not broke, don't fix it. And in this situation, man, Boston, bro, they always show us to be flat, man. And they do show up and to blow out people too. So the only thing here is that they don't have a matchup problem here. They don't have like a matchup discrepancy on the other side. This is going to be a tough game here, I think. So that's what's pushing me towards the Thunder. I'd rather take the dog at home. And I know Razors is just putting his sharp hat on. And I know the people, you know, the line movement is scary too. I ain't going to lie. But I don't give a fuck about the line movement, man. I'm going to sharp my damn self. You feel me? So
you know how many times people have kept me off bets because of this line move crap?
That's what I'm
saying. And it's happened before. Now, some of them are right, but I've lost money because someone says, "Oh, the line's moving against you," and I don't. And I pass a bet I would have won, so I don't do that anymore. This OKC is 22-9 against the spread. I've been on probably 15 or 16 at least of those 22 winning point spread bets on OKC. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it for me.
It ain't broke, don't fix it.
And Boston is kind of suspect on the road too. I think Babano,
Exactly.
you know, touched on that. That's what I mean. That's why I had me leaning OKC. You know, honestly.
That's right.
I love everything that I'm definitely that's definitely the way I'm leaning here is OKC. So I haven't locked that in yet, but Derek White officially is 69 points over 105, minus 105.
Hey, you know, I'm not the biggest, you know, public sharp guy, but I'm not gonna lie. Everybody likes the Thunder.
For you,
everybody like the Thunder. Really like that.
For him to be saying that shit is nasty. I ain't gonna lie. That's for real.
10-6 on the road is suspect. Yes, when you only lost. What's their fucking record, Razor? You know what I mean? What's the Boston Celtics record? God damn it!
On the road, they're 10-6.
ATS record on the road.
They're 26-6, but 10-6 on the road. So they don't lose unless it's on the goddamn road. So yeah, I mean, when you're as good as Boston is, 10-6. It's suspect for a road record. In my opinion.
I've covered 4 straight on the road coming in.
Yeah, they went back to reality a little bit. It was real bad there for up until a week ago. You know, real bad. About 10 days ago, their road record was real shitty, and then they went and handled business in LA both times. You know what I mean? They put it on the Clippers, and they got out of LA. You know, with a W on Christmas, if you remember.
This one,
they fucked up Sacramento. They had a lovely West Coast trip.
It's a game of the night, though. That we can agree on. Yeah,
I would say game of the night is this one, or I would say the Golden State tonight. I think Golden State night.
There ain't no way Orlando Magic.
Good game.
This is the game of the night. Yeah,
I feel you though. I feel you on
that. Orlando, this motherfucker love them.
Go to Caillou.
Not gonna lie, man. You know, you know that Westbrook gif or whatever it is where he on the bench and he like Yeah.
want
I might have to put it in, man.
to be bleeding green?
I might have to bleed green tonight.
I do like the over. I do like that. Someone mentioned the over. I do like that. I do have I like Thunder more, but I like the over a little bit. I got a piece of that over 240. I agree.
Yeah, they was
They
going
said,
up
oh, they
24.
16-0 at home. Never mind.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying this a lot. I'm enjoying this game breakdown a lot. But we did a really good job on Celtics and Thunder. We'll see how it shakes out tonight. Absolutely the game to watch for sure.
Yeah.
Next game we'll go 523, 524. Brooklyn Nets. New Orleans Pelicans. Opened up Pelicans -6.5. They are -6 pretty much everywhere right now. Total open 231. And it looks like it's as low as 228. Injury report, Matt Ryan out. Still see Trey Murphy game time decision. Lonnie Walker, Ben Simmons remain out for this Nets team. So I'm gonna go back around the opposite way. I'm coming back to you here, Babano. And or maybe I just messed that up. I'm not sure. But I'm coming to you here, Babano. And I feel like you've had a good read on this Nets team. They were point spread juggernauts for majority of the beginning of the season. Haven't been covering lately. They've only covered one of their last 10. Both teams here are on the front end of a back-to-back. Nets play Houston tomorrow. Pelicans play Minnesota tomorrow. Do you think maybe the Pelicans overlooked the Nets tonight? Can they get back on track, or how do you view this game?
Yeah, it's all of a sudden Brooklyn has. I agree. They've cooled off a little bit. Certainly ATS they've cooled off. They're just 1-9 ATS their last 10 games, fallen below 500. They're playing a Pelicans team that is off back-to-back wins here on this floor against Utah and the Lakers very convincingly. They took care of the Lakers on New Year's Eve. Can they keep it rolling here tonight in this one? We'll see about that. Brooklyn's actually played this team very well. If you actually go back and look, Brooklyn is 8-2 ATS last 10, 8-2 straight up the last 10 head-to-head meetings here against the New Orleans Pelicans. As far as the lineup tonight, they're fairly healthy, other than maybe Trey Murphy, who's a game-time decision. Of course, Simmons still out for Brooklyn. I just get that sense, though, Brooklyn, after playing OKC, that was a tough game, obviously. The Washington loss, I can't excuse that. That's a bad loss, losing as 6-point road favorites against Washington. Milwaukee, obviously, when the Bucks have it rolling like that, they can be a tough team to beat. But that Washington loss definitely does stand out. If you start to look at the New Orleans side of the equation, home favorite has not really been their role lately. Look at them. Memphis, home favorite, lost outright. Houston, home favorite, lost outright. Memphis, again, home favorite, lost at the buzzer. Utah, 9-point home favorites. They won by 7. They've not been good laying big numbers here at home, the Pelicans, as of late. So I do feel this is buy low on Brooklyn, and I do feel Brooklyn's going to bring a better effort tonight. So I'm on the dog here. I'm going to look past the recent ATS struggles and overall struggles of this team and then take the 6.5 here with Brooklyn.
All right, fair enough. Wham Bam, I'm coming to you because I'm pretty sure. I mean, honestly, I think both of y'all gonna like the same play, you and Dutch. But I'm coming to you because I really think you like it for sure.
Right.
But everybody in the chat says Pelicans first half, and it makes sense. Are you getting to the window with it?
Yeah, I'm only think first half with the Pelicans only, though. I wouldn't think full game, though, because it seems like this team just be able to hold it down and win long term here. I think the only time they won was back in the October 19th, 22. Since then, Brooklyn has owned the matchup all the way back to January 2019. There's a several sequence of games there. So I think that this is probably, like what Babano's saying, a good chance to get in with the dog, where a lot of people's going to like this New Orleans team because of what they've shown, as of late and shit like that. But I think it got to be first half, though. It has to be first half just because they just haven't shown us that they bad in the first half. And there's a slight disadvantage there for Brooklyn. They're pretty even in the first half as far as ATS, but they're actually just a small worse out on the road there. So I give the advantage there just because I think they can come out here and come up the first half. So the -3 with the Pelicans is in my pocket there, but am I like, yay, hey, go ahead and bet this like it's the best play of the day? No, I just think it's just one of those trends. It hasn't broke. You can't fix it here. Just keep going to go with it here. But I'm totally with Babano. I agree with Babano. I think if I'm taking anything as far as the team to win, I'm going to think the Nets bounce back and figure out in the second half there.
All right. Still seeing a lot of comments coming in with that same sentiment, like Pels first half, Pels first half.
Yeah.
Dutch, I do think you're taking this too. Some more numbers to back it up. 23-9 ATS in the first half for the Pelicans. The margin at home plus 9.9. Margin on the road for the Nets in the first half -3. Is that where you are getting to the window with Dutchy?
Yeah, man. You already know it. In the chat on their shit 2024. God damn it. They on this shit already. Good to see. Because yeah, man, we've been going to the window with the Pelicanos first half. First half. We've had a couple full games on them too. We won't run from that shit. But a lot of those L's that our guy Bobano was talking about full game that they haven't been covering, they do in the first motherfucking half. I mean, this team has got an awful lot of talent, but what they don't have is a killer instinct. I mean, they cruise control. I mean, they got all these guys, CJ, BI, Zion's punk ass. I mean, Big Val, but they ain't got no killer instinct down there, So they get up double digits. That don't mean shit. I mean, don't really mean shit in half the NBA. Sure as hell don't mean shit in New Orleans. But they will be up by 3 at the end of 2. Believe that. I mean, this team, Brooklyn, I think honestly, full game is a good. I think the other way. I think the number is a little low for the Pelicanos full game as well. But from what I've seen, I'm not going to the window with the Pelicanos -6, but I expect them to handle business because Brooklyn has been a fade, especially of late. Our guy Bobano said it. 9 in the last 10 games they have not covered. They're 2-8 straight up last 10 overall, 0-6 straight up last 6 as a dog, and on the road. They haven't covered in 6 straight basketball games on the road. So I'm not mad at the full game, but the first half is most definitely good money. I don't like what I see out of Brooklyn. You got Dinwiddie trying to run the show. He don't look happy. You got Cam Thomas trying to be the next 40-point scorer, averaging 40 points a game, and he don't play no motherfucking defense. Mikal Bridges is nice. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not liking what I'm seeing in Brooklyn. I think they came back to reality a little bit here. So the Pelicanos should blow these boys off the court. All I give a fuck about is the first half. Obama can cover the full game. Give me that -3 first half. Pelicanos. It's good money.
All right, so it sounds like we making our script over here. Pelicans early, Nets late, and we'll see how it shakes out for the game. Next one, we have 525, 526 Hornets heading into Sacramento to take on the Kings. Opened up Kings -16. They are 15-point favorite right now. Even 14.5 popping up. Total open 232.5 down to 231.5 for the injury report. Nobody there for the Kings. Terry Rozier is game time decision here, but likely to play. Same can be said for Frank Ntilikina. Mark Williams is doubtful. LaMelo Ball and Hayward both out. So I want to come back to you here, Dutch. Just your favorite team. I got to see what you think about the Kings first off. This is a huge point spread. The Hornets are on a back-to-back. The Kings are on the front end of a back-to-back. They have though been playing some defense. Have they been playing enough defense to cover 15 points?
Ain't no motherfucking way, bro. I know this WAP is good. Hey, this WAP is lovely. It's a beautiful thing. But god damn, I never laid. That's why look at Ness best. He ain't scared. It's 16.5. Ain't no way. I ain't never laid that much in the NBA. And it ain't gonna be today. I ain't gonna start that day, god damn it. Hell no. 11 to me was high. Was high. I say, okay, if anything under 14 with Memphis, it's nice, If it was 14, I wouldn't go to the window, man. 15, god damn. And the Sacramento Kings, god damn. And the fresh off a 30-point win against Memphis, I just don't know. Charlotte is that bad, I guess. I mean, they got to be 16-point dogs in the motherfucking NBA today. But yeah, man, nothing for me here on this game. It's a clear backwood. I didn't even look at this shit when I seen that line. Props to Sabonis, props to De'Aaron Fox, the best thing going in the fourth quarter, man. I'm telling y'all, listen up. I mean, don't be surprised. I hope they do cover for my boy Nets bets, but I can't do it though. But yeah, man, Charlotte Charlotte ain't it. They ain't stopping nobody. De'Aaron Fox, is gonna get what he wants. He gonna pick the number tonight. Believe that.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't know if I can get there with it either. But it is some people in the chat liking that big point spread. They said Kings win by 20 plus. So we shall see if that comes to fruition tonight.
Well, they're 16
Urbano.
point favorites, so way to go out on a limb. God damn it! No, I think they will, but I mean, shit, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. 16 points, and it's the Sacramento Kings too. It ain't even like the Boston Celtics or nothing. But they were what? Okay, so last time we seen this just the other day, right? They almost lost outright. It was the Boston Celtics, right? They were 17-point favorites against the Pistons, and that game went to overtime. So I don't know, man. I wouldn't line up to be doing that shit.
Babano, I want to ask you here. You're not scared of taking some ugly dogs, very very ugly dog in the Hornets. Can you get there with them tonight?
This dog looks dead to me. I don't know if it's worse than ugly, if you ask me. Right now with this Charlotte team, I mean they actually have covered a couple, but it seems like they fall ass backwards into a cover, like barely, and the other team falls asleep and they sneak one out. I mean, those have been the only ones that they've covered here. But am I ready to lay this number with Sacramento? No, I do like points in this game. That's what I'm going to gravitate to over here with Charlotte and Sacramento. I think we'll see points. Sacramento here. Now, a couple of their games recently have gone under, but I think in this game you could see them look kind of out of sorts defensively. Sacramento turns the fucking defense on and off like a water tap. And I just think tonight you're going to see a night where maybe they're not as locked in at that end of the basketball court after games, especially a game against Memphis, the last game. The one thing Charlotte, even without, who they've been without for the last little while, Ball and Hayward, they've still got some pieces that are able to score for them, Bridges and certainly Brandon Miller and Terry Rozier, assuming he plays, and it looks like he is probable, even though he's been battling an illness. So I think Bridges and you sprinkle across Bridges, Rozier, and Miller tonight to score for Charlotte over points. I think you'll get 2 and 1 on those props. Worst case scenario, I really do. I don't think this is a spot where we're going to see Sacramento's best defensive effort. I think they'll score at will against Charlotte, though, like everyone does. I think Sabonis over points and assists. I like both of those. And rebounds too. And I would go with De'Aaron Fox over points and assists for sure. Could definitely see that cashing in as well for the Sacramento Kings, especially with them being at home. So I like all those props, and I'm on the over here as well. You can get 232, actually 231.5 right now with the total. So I don't know. They're betting it under. I disagree with that though.
All right, Babano thinks we'll see a little bit of points here. Got to come to you on this one, Wham Bam. Huge point spread. Don't feel like you're going to get involved there, but I can't really call it as far as what prop you would like. How do you think about getting paid in this game?
Shots to Sabonis, man. He said it, bro. Shots to Sabonis, man. That's the only thing I would want to be on here. Points, rebounds, and assists, maybe triple-double there, but he's been able to kill on the assist. Last game, he had the triple-double, 13 points, 21 rebounds, 12 assists. His points, rebounds, and assists is at 43.5. That's the way I will be going here. But this is something a little bit of a late game, and y'all know kind of how I like to do the late games, bro. It's a little later here. Kind of want to see what we looking like early on in the games there. See how Derek White starts off the game. Then we'll possibly just jump in here and double back on some props here. And I think the Sabonis points, rebounds, and assists 43.5. We expect this team to get kind of marked out down low. I think Sabonis is doing a lot of the heavy lifting down there. So as of late, he's been doing it. So I think that's a pretty good enough number there. Most likely he could get that just off of points and rebounds. Points and rebounds alone with this team here. So the fact that he's been really dishing the ball, it just makes me think that's a lot of value there with Sabonis. So that's the way I would be going. But other than that, no way I'm touching this spread, bro. Come on now, man. Like, this is an NBA team still, bro. I would hope they have some pride here. Don't get blown out like this.
I don't know because I mean, what do we trust the Hornets to do well? I mean, what are they doing well right now? It's not really anything.
They're scoring. Yeah, they're not scoring nothing. They need LaMelo.
So, if you tell me that
I need a lot more than that.
if you
Yeah.
tell me that this Kings team is playing defense now, and I see number 6 defensive rated team last 5 games, I think they could be able to win this game by 20 plus. I don't like that they're on the front end of a back to back,
Right.
but Hornets are on a back to back themselves. I mean, if you look at these Hornets games lately, it seems like every other one they lose by 20 plus or they lose by this margin.
Yeah.
I don't
Their
see
last
why it can't be like that again tonight.
their last 3, their loss margin because it's minus 17.5. I mean 17.7. Their last 3 games. So it's even worse than that. The further you go.
And I'm looking, I mean, the Hornets, they just have had to travel, right? They've traveled. This is a road back to back for one. And they've had to travel every single game since December 16th. After that December 16th home game. The more I keep thinking about this game, I want to get there with the Kings. Kings have been traveling a lot lately too, but I think the Kings can blow them out.
You starting to
We'll
become a
see.
low key fucking king lover now. I see you. Huh?
Like that beam, bro.
Yeah, I might have to light it
I
today.
love Keegan Murray. He's just start naming out little guys.
So we'll see. We'll see.
I like that.
Think about it a couple
Don't let the
minutes more.
ginger get hot. Don't let him get hot.
Saturated says 5th game in 7 nights. Oh, man, they just want to go home. They don't want to play the. They just want to go home.
Yeah.
We'll see. Next game up, last game for today. We are gonna go 5:27, 5:28. Orlando, Golden State opened up. Warriors minus 3.5. They are a 3-point favorite right now. Total open 232, down as low as 229.5. How about that? Injury report. And let me hit refresh one more time. For Golden State, they will only be without Draymond. For Orlando, Markel Fultz is probable. Joe Ingles, Jonathan Isaac, both out. So Wham Bam, I'm going to come to you here, and you were pretty good, with the props on this Warriors team. Is it going to be Clay tonight? Is it Clank? Are we looking at TJD to maybe get some rebounds or double? Are we looking to play the prop market in Warriors versus Magic?
Yeah, TJD been killing on the boards, man. He's averaging just about 8 rebounds over the last 5 games, 11 points. What's up with his double? Actually, since you just brought that up, I didn't even think about his double. We know that there's not going to be Draymond here still, and yeah, man, that might be a good look. It's double plus 325. Very interesting. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that. You just gave me that interest. You just put that one in my mind right there. So I'm just thinking out loud there. But I'm thinking Clay here, of course, bro. I gotta think that when they had the house, they gotta go out there. Big brother gotta come out here, and he gotta come out here swinging, bro. They coming out here to just beat y'all up in front of y'all house. It can't just be you can't just let Steph out here get packed out every night, bro. You can't just let Steph get packed out. You just OG splash, brother. We need you, Clay. We need you. Okay. We just need you. We don't even need you to get a dub today, man. Get to 19, my boy. Just get to 19. It's plus 125. Don't even have to get to a dub. Just get to 19. I'll make money over 18.5 points. I laddered that up actually because it's at 16.5 points. So you can go a little low, pay a little juice if you like that. I don't think Clay is clanking today, y'all. He's Clay Thompson today. I know what it is. I know that SKJR gave out the Magic are 5-0 ATS this season when the total was less than 229. Were underdogs in 4 of them. They were, and they have been pretty fucking good in this matchup as well. As far as fading this Golden State team, I believe they own the matchup if I'm not mistaken. They own the matchup last 3 games, 4 of the last 5. And they covered 4 of those last 5, and I believe 6 out of the last 7 there. So they have been able to do that. So I don't want to go ahead and just I don't think that it's going to be all on Clay, though, here in order for them to beat this team. They're going to have to do it from all different type of variations. Now, especially that they get Markel Fultz back. I think Markelle Fultz is probably one of those leaders in this team that people don't talk about enough. A lot of the back stuff that I hear about, a lot of the players that's always been on this Magic team, they got a lot of high praise from Markelle Fultz, along with Paolo there. So I think Paolo is going to be the for sure force that those Magic that the Warriors have to worry about. But I think Markelle Fultz is going to be just enough, spicy enough, especially in his return back here, because he hasn't played in so long. I think he's going to be just good enough, just like I think Embiid is going to be just good enough to, make this a impactful appearance here. So I'm scared to go Golden State here, but I think Golden State is live. I think that's the reason why I'm taking Clay. And it's going to be Clay tonight. So over 19.5 points. I'm sorry, over 18.5 points at plus 120 is what I got in there with that. And I lean a little Golden State here. But I'm scared to take against this Magic team.
Well, I said from Wham Bam right there. And I got to come over to you, Babano, for this one. I lean towards the Warriors. And I'm going to tell you why before I pass it to you. Because it's tough at the same time. This Magic team, like, they're 19-13, but they've lost 3 of their last 9 games. I've been saying it for a little while now. Like, the first quarter of the season or whatever, I feel like they've overachieved. And now they're coming back down to earth. And they're on the front end of a back-to-back for this game. That's just my thoughts about the Magic. Now, Golden State has not been good against the number, especially as a home favorite. And I just asked myself, they've lost, 3 games in a row. They're below 500. And they're a favorite in this game versus the Magic, who are pretty close to 60% win team. I just think it's for a reason. Golden State has the rest advantage. I think the Magic play tomorrow too, and Golden State doesn't. It's the Golden State spot. But can you get to the window with them, Babano?
No, I can't. I can't. And I look at Golden State. I thought a few games there without Draymond Green, and started to see a little uptick, and I think it's kind of evaporated all over again here the last 2 games, because these last 2 games have been dreadful for Golden State. To lose like they did against Miami with no Jimmy Butler, tough spot for the Heat, and they were never in that game, and they were trailing most of that basketball game. They lose 114-102. And then the Dallas game the other night, 132-122 loss to the Mavericks. All of a sudden, all that improvement we were starting to see from them kind of dissipated. Orlando's been, one of my favorite teams to back this season, outside of maybe Brooklyn early in the season. Of course, my Oklahoma City Thunder. I mean, Orlando's been excellent, 22-10 against the spread this year. They're coming into this game, playing better, I guess you could say. They had that bad little run there. They lost 4 in a row, but they're 3-2 in the last 5, including a win against the Knicks. They had a rough game against the Sixers. I thought they played the Phoenix Suns very, very tough the other night, very well on New Year's Eve. I took Orlando +6 against Phoenix. They lost 112-107. And keep in mind, that was a Durant, Booker, and Beal Suns team that night. All 3 of them were in the lineup, which hasn't happened very often, and Orlando took them right down to the wire. I just have more faith in this team right now than Golden State, and you're getting points with them. You're getting points with them in a matchup that's been very good to the Magic. They've done well head-to-head against the Warriors. So not only do I not like Golden State, I'm on Orlando here, +3.5. I think I actually think wrong team favored here right now. Golden State ain't it right now.
Well, Kerr definitely has some words to say to his team, calling his team out a little bit after that last game. Still to be determined if tonight's the night that they respond.
He's done that a bunch, though, and it's not always worked. So you can only go to that well so long. And when he's been there for as long as he's been in Golden State, you start to go, yawn when you start to hear your coach ripping you like that. It's like same old shit, same old BS. And, that's what happens. Sometimes the coach's voice, after a while, you tune it out when you hear the same guy calling you out every now and then.
Fair point. Dutch, are you a believer in Magic? Do you think that they're as good as they've shown so far this season? Can you get to the window in this Golden State spot?
Nah, I'm not a believer in the Orlando Magic. Absolutely not, bro. You know that. I don't think they got talent, but they're not a good basketball team. Like they cover the spread though. They do, you know. I mean, they've been a money making machine so far, but in my opinion, I'm not high on Orlando like everyone else. Shout out to our guy BJ, liking the Celtics today. Says it's 5 unit play money line. Good to see you, my dude. Salute. Lit picks in the building. I see you, my dude. Resisting tall. I believe Thompson is an official play for my boy Wham Bam. Good to see you, my man. Yeah, but on the other side of it, I say that in Orlando, like the Warriors are fugazi as a motherfucker, man. They really are right now. Like I still can't believe they lost to the Heat the other day. I believe we was on the show that night. I mean, I'm happy with the outcome of what they did against Dallas. I don't know how the hell Dallas was getting plus 4.5 against this team the other night. Maybe it's the same situation here. Maybe it is. Because they've lost 3 straight to the Magic. You know, but the Warriors, say what you will about them, they are 8-2 at the crib last 10 and have won 9 out of the last 10 meetings at the crib versus Orlando. So there has been big bro, little bro at the crib. So you would expect Bay business, like our boy Skee was kind of leading to at the end. He kind of liked the Warriors, but or at the beginning, excuse me. But and I kind of did when I looked, but I'm like, man, fuck this team. You can't trust them, man. You can't trust them. First of all, when Steph Curry and Klay Thompson's your starting backcourt, you ain't stopping nobody, bro. I don't give a fuck what you say. And then, oh my God, you gonna bring CP3 off the motherfucking bench? It gets worse. From a defensive perspective, it gets worse. You know, I mean, I don't give a fuck how many assists he gets when anyone in the world can drop double digits on your ass, man. I mean, it's too easy. It's too easy. That's the first, and then you take the only real heartbeat out the team in Draymond, Mr. Down syndrome. Say what you will, but I guess he means a lot to this team somehow, some way, because they're not the same basketball team without him, and they were struggling with them. So it's hard for me to go to the window with the Golden State Warriors. I would like to, can't trust them. They're fugazi, in my opinion. I honestly think you would expect the team to show up and come with a chip is going to be Orlando. So I can see why Bobano's on them. But like I said, I just don't trust Orlando. I really don't, because they don't have any shooters, in my opinion. Banchero was nice. He's a man. He's a man already in the NBA. But you know, and you know, France is nice as well. But I just don't think they have consistent shooters on that team, and we don't got consistent shooters in the NBA. I'm not going to be a big fan of you. You know, it's just what it is.
Fair enough.
Gotta give a little pushback on the Draymond, man. He ain't Down syndrome, but he might be a little autistic though.
Remember Draymond? Draymond got the Down syndrome, bro. I've been saying that. Look, you seen the way he was swinging. He finally really. But yeah, we'll leave it at that.
Cutting up, man. Cutting up. Hey, we got through today's card, all 6 games, and I think we did a pretty damn good job. We have over 400 people live. If you could hit the like button, it would be much appreciated. We are just quickly going to glance at tomorrow's Wednesday slate, and per usual, I'm going to kick it over to my guy Babano, because you do a good job of leading it off. So for Wednesday, is there anything that's maybe catching your eye early?
Yeah, as of right now, I like Cleveland laying a 9 against Washington after the loss to Toronto last night. It's a nice bounce back spot against a team you should be able to beat and maybe beat handily if you're locked in. So I would probably lay it with Cleveland against Washington. Maybe look at the Bucks as a short favorite after really spitting the bit against the Pacers at home. Now you play them in Indiana, a little bit of a bounce back revenge spot. You'd expect the Bucks to step up, be better. So short road chalk. Maybe we look with Milwaukee there. Chicago, New York, I would certainly lean under in that game. I think with OG Anunoby, they're a better defensive team. We saw it against the Timberwolves. I'd probably lean to the Knicks, too, with the Bulls on a back-to-back, but the under makes some sense to me in that Chicago-New York game. OKC, while I like them tonight, we'll see what happens. Tomorrow night, back-to-back in Atlanta. I'm obviously OKC or pass every game with them, but I don't know if tomorrow night will be the good spot for them. Would lean over there. Brooklyn, Houston. You've got Brooklyn back-to-back for them going into tomorrow night against the Rockets, who shellacked Detroit last night. So we'll see how Brooklyn goes tonight. New Orleans, Minnesota, probably Minnesota at home. I'd lean that way. Toronto, Memphis, I like over. I think that's an over team, the Raptors now, with Quickly and Barrett. Better offensively, a little worse defensively without OG Anunoby. So I like over there, 231.5, Toronto, Memphis. Portland, Dallas. I took a shot with Portland last night. No good against Phoenix. So I'd be reluctant. But Dallas is not ever for me a lay -10 with team. Not for me. Not a chance. So probably a pass there. Detroit, Utah. I still think Detroit's going to start cashing tickets. Last night was a bad night for them. Probably off the euphoria of snapping the losing streak against Toronto. They kind of fell flat last night, but I might lean Detroit again against Utah tomorrow night. We'll see. Clippers, Phoenix. Phoenix is starting to play a little bit better. Clippers off playing really well also. So that's a tricky game. Miami, Lakers. We'll see how healthy Miami is. I'm not so sure. Lakers back off the road trip. And then Orlando, Sacramento. We'll see. Back to back for both teams. Lean over there. So there you go. That's my Wednesday look.
All right, good stuff. Babano did, good job running through the Wednesday slate. I'm gonna come to you next here, Wham Bam. Anything catching your eye for January 3rd?
Yeah, I'll start from the bottom then. Pause there. But you know what I'm saying? I'll take the Lakers over the Heat. Yeah, right. Lakers over the Heat. Golly. I think the Lakers over the Heat, though, bro. I'll take that. I think that that's a good spot for the Lakers there. Then I also back-to-back games for that Sabonis matchup with Orlando. I'm going to stay away from that game for sure. Agree with Babano. I think Cade was the real catalyst of that bad game for Detroit. He was terrible as fuck in that game. So I expect him to have a bounce back. The reason why I know is because I had him to have 30 points. He shit the bed. So I expect him to bounce back against the Utah team. Along with, it was the first triple-double in such a drought for Utah for Jordan Clarkson. Jordan Clarkson's been pretty much cooking off the bench, so I will think to go back to the with Jordan Clarkson points there. And then the Clippers, that's going to be a good game, probably best game of the thing. I'm not going to touch that game. I'm not touching that Portland game either, staying away from that. The under in that 220 with the Chicago Bulls. Babano was talking about that with OG being added to that Knicks team. Their defense got a lot bit better, so that under looks appealing. Then I think to take the over with that Memphis game, just like Babano was saying as well. So I think the over with Memphis with those guys as well. I just like that look, especially being a back-to-back for those guys there. And then everyone saying in the chat that it's a tricky game with OKC. Atlanta's been pretty good in the first half. Last Thursday, I gave out the first half with Atlanta. That was the only bet that I had on that Friday, and that was a casher. So I'm thinking to do the same thing, taking Atlanta at home in the first half, 4-0-1. So far, last 5 at the house. So they're not good anywhere else, only at the house. So that might be a good spot. Everyone thinks it's a tricky game. Maybe Atlanta early, and that's it. And then that's pretty much it. Everything else, I'm gonna hit the props on those first 2 games there. I think that is a good prop mark game for that OKC game. I'm sorry for the Indiana game and that Washington game. So I'm gonna look towards the props in those games.
My bad. I was looking over some data while you was going on there. Wham Bam, good stuff from Wham. Dutch, a lot of games to choose from Wednesday.
Oh, damn.
Anything catching your eye early?
I ain't gonna lie, bro. First thing caught my eye, there's 12 motherfucking NBA games. I gotta be on Jimmy's show tomorrow morning. You know, that's a lot. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, God damn. Shit.
No sympathy for me, my friend. My Fridays with him, fucking in NHL and all the college. He wants to do every game in college basketball on a Friday.
Hey, he just recently asked me to, and I couldn't do it, bro. When I looked at the schedule, I can't do it.
Yeah, God damn. So, Pete game, I'm gonna give you a little bit, but check me out in the morning because I'm gonna break that shit down like a pound. Over there, I'm betting with the bag. But yeah, man, I like Minnesota, man. Minnesota's gonna handle business, and well, God damn it, I've said some shit about Utah, but I mean that's 6.5. Come on now. I mean, they're playing good basketball. I think their bench might be as good as Detroit's starting lineup, and that might just be real talk. So I would expect Utah to handle business. You get them at the house, that should be double digits easy. So yeah, man, right off the top, I like them too, and I think we'll wait with this Phoenix game, but I think Phoenix might be out to prove a point. You guys touched on it. I believe more you, Skee, said they're going to come off and start playing real good basketball. They outplayed Orlando for 3 quarters. Late, I had, they ended up pushing. I bought them down to 5, so I guess they didn't cover. They had the 5.5, 6 maybe in that game, but they looked good against Orlando until they kind of cooled off a little late. But they've been looking real good last 3-4 games. So I expect Phoenix to come out and put it on the clip.
Good stuff.
Yeah, maybe the Pistons are about to start thinking, "Hey, boys, let's start another 28-game losing streak. Let's go. Let's get it done."
Yeah, I'm looking at Utah.
Get back to work. Get back to work.
So I'll do my quick rundown and my quick rundown. I think I go from I ain't gonna say it like Wham Bam, but I'll go from the bottom of the page to the top of the page. I'm gonna go with Sacramento and Orlando. I think that's gonna be one of the higher scoring games. Both teams on the back to back. Just I don't see them caring a whole lot about playing defense. Lakers in Miami. I do think it's a pretty solid spot for the Lakers to bounce back, especially or for the Lakers to take advantage, especially at the house. Phoenix and Clippers. I said that if you bet the Clippers, bet Phoenix on this homestand, and you continually bet them, you'll make money. So far, 1-2. But I still think they're live versus the Clippers tomorrow. Utah finally get them at a minus number. They've done nothing but cover point spread since they've gotten healthy. I'm only looking at Utah or pass. I mean, Detroit, they got off the snide. They don't got to worry about the losing streak anymore. They can exhale, and they might get smacked up tomorrow. Dallas, Portland, pass. Memphis, Toronto. I think they'll play a little bit more up tempo, lean towards the over. Minnesota, New Orleans, pass. Probably go with the under in that game, honestly. I trust Minnesota's defense at home. We'll see if Trey Murphy's available. But if they have less shooting too, that'll make me want to go towards an under. Brooklyn, Houston, I'll stay off. Atlanta, OKC, I will stay. I might bet Atlanta. I think Atlanta's going to start trending up since Jalen Johnson got healthy.
I like
And
that.
they're at home too. So maybe just Atlanta first half. Now that you're speaking of Wham Bam, you pointed that out. They've been playing games good for 24 minutes, not necessarily able to finish. And then Chicago and New York, don't think I'll be involved. Indiana and Milwaukee again for what seems like the 10th time this season. Quick revenge for Milwaukee. Maybe look towards them on the short point spread. But again, they cannot defend Indiana's guards. They just don't have the personnel to do it. So maybe even just a lean towards the over. Cleveland, Washington, I won't get involved. That's initially how I feel about tomorrow's slate. Were you going to add something there, Babano?
No, all good.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, we did a good job with the look ahead. Now, about that time for us to get to best bet so we can get on out of here. And per usual, I'll go to my guy Wham Bam first. Let the people know how they can get paid tonight.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the boy that we've been cashing with before, and it's gonna be the game that I think everyone is gonna be watching as well. So it doesn't make sense to not go there. We're gonna go back to Caillou, the boy ball head guru himself, Derek White, over 16.5 points. Been able to do this. I mean, the end of the year, close out the year, 7 consecutive ways to go over this total here. So I'm going Derek White, man. Only right here. Caillou over 16.5 points. As minus 105 Caillou. And that's Derek White. Points there.
All right. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Keep going back to the well. Next up, Babano. Let the people know what your best bet for today.
Best bet for this card is going to be that total in the San Antonio Memphis game. So that's over 236 is the best. I just want to make sure if that's the best number, but I believe it is. Yeah, I see a lot of points in that game, both sides, especially the Grizzlies coming back home after a couple of pretty rough showings. San Antonio will certainly be giving late Christmas gifts, defensively to this Grizzlies team. I expect that. So let's go. And there are a couple 235.5 still out there at a couple books. So we will make it official at that number. San Antonio, Memphis over 235.5 minus 110 for best bet.
All right, good stuff from Babano. I will go next. And Man, I've been thinking about this for quite a while. Ever since we broke the game down, I was thinking about it earlier too, but I'm gonna go with it. I didn't make any bet until right now, but I like it. Dutch don't want to take his favorite team. I'll take him. I'm gonna go with the Kings minus 15. I mean, this Hornets team has just been pathetic. They have played 4 back-to-back so far this season, losing by an average of 21.75 points per game. Kings are what? Over a touchdown favorite for a reason. I think they win this game by 20 plus. Row back-to-back for the Hornets. 5th game in 7 nights. They just want to go home. So Kings minus 15 is the best bet for myself. And I'll pass it on over to my guy Dutch. Let the people know what's the best way to get paid tonight and help take us home.
Yeah, man. Right back to Grind City. You know, we're going straight to Memphis, man. It's John Wick. It's the boys, Bang, Smarts, Triple J, and the whole motherfucking crew. Gonna handle business. Minus 11. It's good money, man. It's good money. All the real ones, be sure to like, subscribe, and share the motherfucking video. Y'all stay fresh, stay blessed. Let's stay putting these motherfucking bookies to rest. Yeah, man.